Hi everyone, welcome to Professor Capy's Animal Class. I'm Professor Capy. Today, we're learning about kangaroos. Kangaroos are marsupials that live in Australia and are best known for hopping to move around and having a pouch where they keep their newborn kangaroos, called joeys. There's so much more to learn about kangaroos though, so let's get started. Kangaroos are the largest animals in the animal family macropods, which also includes wallabies and wallaroos. The name kangaroo is used for the four largest species of macropods: red kangaroos, eastern gray kangaroos, western gray kangaroos, and antilopine kangaroos. Let's take a look at each one. Red kangaroos are the largest of all kangaroos. They are also the largest living marsupial anywhere in the world and the biggest land animal native to Australia. They're found almost everywhere in Australia, except for the most eastern and northern coastlines. They're named for the color of the male's fur, which is a rusty red-brown color. The females can be more of a gray-brown color, though. The males can be as big as 6.5 feet tall and weigh almost 200 pounds. Eastern grey kangaroos live entirely on the eastern side of Australia, mostly on the coast. They are the second largest kangaroo species, with males weighing as much as 175 pounds. The fur is a soft gray color for both males and females. They're the most populous kangaroo in Australia and are also the most commonly seen since they live so close to humans. Western gray kangaroos look almost identical to eastern gray kangaroos, but they have slightly darker gray-brown fur. The easiest way to tell them apart is just by where you see them in the wild. Western gray kangaroos mainly live on the western and southern coasts. There is some overlap between the two species since both of their territories go into the center of Australia. They are slightly smaller, with the males averaging between 100 and 120 pounds. Antilopine kangaroos are the least known of all the kangaroo species. They're found only in the northern part of Australia, mainly in tropical forests. Their most distinctive feature is a large nose, which is thought to keep them cool. They are the smallest of the kangaroos, with the males weighing 80 to 100 pounds and the females weighing only about 40 pounds. Sometimes they're called wallaroos or wallabies because of their size. Now, why would antilopine kangaroos be called wallabies or wallaroos just because they're small? Well, that's because wallaby and wallaroo are actually just names used to describe other species of macropods based on their size. Wallaroos are the intermediate or middle size and include 3 species: common, black, and antilopine. Wallabies are the smallest and include all the rest of the macropods, which is almost 50 species. Now that we've talked about what makes each kangaroo different, let's look at what they all have in common. First, they're all endemic to Australia. Endemic means they can only be found in the wild in one specific geographic location on Earth. Since Australia is completely surrounded by water, making it hard for animals to migrate, it's home to several endemic species. All kangaroos are herbivores and eat grass and low-lying plants. Kangaroos don't need to drink much water though, since they already get so much water from all the plants they eat. Kangaroos are the only large mammals who use hopping on 2 legs as their main way to move around. They're also amazing jumpers, being able to jump up to 30 feet in a single bound. Adult kangaroos have only one main predator, dingoes, but foxes, cats, and dogs will go after joeys and smaller kangaroos. That's largely because adult kangaroos are incredibly strong. They can use their hind legs to kick with a force of over 750 pounds, which is more than all but the strongest of humans, and they can bite with the force rivaling a grizzly bear bite. That, combined with their speed and jumping ability, mean that there aren't many predators that want to mess with kangaroos. Since they don't have many predators, kangaroos are fairly common in the wild and aren't really endangered. They've adapted well to habitat loss from human population growth and are commonly seen in suburban neighborhoods. Most rural roads in Australia have signs warning about kangaroos crossing, since they do it so often. A group of kangaroos is called a mob. Males are known to be called bucks, boomers, jacks, and old men, while females have been called does, flyers, and jills. Young kangaroos are called joeys. When a joey is born, it's only about 1 inch long, or about the size of a grape. They live in their mother's pouch for about 6 months before coming completely out for the first time. Then, the joey spends another 2 to 3 months in and out of the pouch before staying out on its own permanently. Animals that carry their babies in a pouch are called marsupials. Some other examples of marsupials are wombats, koalas, and Tasmanian devils. Kangaroos typically live in mobs of 10 or more and are not territorial. And there's no real hierarchy, but the males will fight for dominance and female attention. Sometimes they'll fight over shady areas to sleep in during the day, since kangaroos are most active at sunrise and sunset, especially during the hot weather. Now it's time for our 5 fun facts. Number 1. Macropod means large foot in Latin. Number 2. Kangaroos only live to be around 6 years old in the wild, but can live to be 20 years old in captivity. Number 3. Their teeth are continually replaced as they fall out throughout their lives from grinding up grass. Only 2 other mammals do this: elephants and manatees. Number 4. Their hopping speed averages 15 miles per hour, but they can go as fast as 40 miles per hour for short distances. They can run at 25 miles per hour for over a mile. But that great hopping ability comes with a disadvantage. They can't hop or walk backwards, only forwards. Number 5. During fights or when walking slowly, they can use their tail as a third leg. While kangaroos can be very friendly, never go up to any animal in the wild. If you ever find an animal that might be hurt, find an adult right away to get help. Thanks for stopping by to learn about kangaroos. Class dismissed.